introduce Associate Professor of Department of Communication Studies, Heidi Kevoe Feldman, and she is an ex-PhD student of Jenny's, and also co-author with various others.
Thank you. Well, I don't have slides. I wrote my speech because it's not a roast, so I had to throw that one away. Normally, I was really wondering, what am I going to say? Is it retirement? Not really retirement, right? This is just like the next adventure. And people will talk about the publications and being a mentor and, you know, just the best teacher ever. And the calm, the voice, calm and reason. If you've ever seen Jenny present at a conference, it's, oh my God, the articulation. I'm like, I'm never going to be that good. So I am just me. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is when I think of Jenny, what I think about, which is food. So we all have our stories. We have many stories. One of my first memories of Jenny and food happened at my first NCA conference when I was new, very, green, not knowing anybody. I had to be a good student, good scholar, good PhD doobie. I was sitting in the chair. I didn't know you were actually allowed to leave the room and get things like food and water and use the restrooms. I had no idea. I just sat. And at some point, Jenny was sitting next to me, and the sound of my stomach became louder than the speakers. She said, "Are you hungry?" And out of her giant Mary Poppins bag, she produces tomatoes and cheese. And I was like, oh my God, there's food. And I think of water. And it was cold. So there's a refrigerator inside. And I'm like, I can't believe it. And I survived my first conference as nervous as I was. And it wasn't the only time food became a relevant thing in my life with Jenny. Another time, I got this beautiful package from Israel, and inside was rugelach from marzipan, all the way from if you've never had it, go to Jerusalem just for that. It's worth the trip. It's amazing. I had it when I was there. Thank you for sending it. It's the best. There's nothing else like it in the world. I couldn't believe it. So yes, I got food from Israel. Other times, I think, aside from that, I think I tried buffalo at your house once. Which was unusual. I think it was good. It was yummy. It was yummy. We learned a lot about burnt rolls and dinners and digs and everything from a lot of the Thanksgiving videos that I watched throughout that time. And then, of course, and I will get to it in a minute, the time Jenny saved me once again with food, but I will hold on to that in a minute. But it's not just about the food with Jenny. Of course, it's the secret to scholarly research and amazing work is not only through food like burnt rolls and family digs and things like that, but it is about family mealtime and being together and dinner and the connections that you have with one another during that time. I do think he did do a presentation on burps and things like that. Yes. The other kinds of minor things that happen during dinner, like the various stories and things like that. What else do we have? Sorry. I think more than just the food, though, one thing that I always ask Jenny at my conferences when we go out to dinner, because we go to all these weird places, Jenny only ever ordered salad with nothing on it, or if we couldn't, they didn't have salad, it would just be a water. And I'm like, aren't you hungry? And she always said, it's not the food, it's the company. And you were the most amazing company. Although I will just have to tell one good Jean Martyr story, if it's okay, just like a digress. Because when I was in Santa Barbara, I was so tired. I would drive from LA to Santa Barbara, and it was exhausting because I'd have to leave at 5 in the morning to avoid the traffic to get to a 9 o'clock class. So we had a dinner out, and I said to Jenny, I was on the phone with her, I said, I'm so tired. She goes, just sit across from Jean. He's a great person to be across if you don't want to talk or just want to fall asleep. And it absolutely was. So I always took her advice right up to the end. I'm glad we're not recording this time. So it's more than just the food. It's really about being together and bringing us all together. And then finally, just really saving me right up until the end. You already kind of said it before, but other story about me is that I had to work on my dissertation day and night in order to get my job. And I think, yes, I was sleeping in the building, but that's not really about me. I think one day that Jenny came across my odor, and she said, I was showering in the bathroom there, eating out of the vending machine, trying to find places to sleep. I was under the gun, because if I didn't finish the dissertation, I wouldn't have gotten the job. And so it was a race. And she said, why don't you come to my house? I have a shower, and food, and a bed, and Muir's clothing. And I just was like, oh my God. So not only was Jenny amazing with food and caring and feeling like I'm part of your family, on her syllabus she would say, here's my number, call me anytime. But she would also say, you might hear small children in the background asking for brownies, which by the way, your Passover baking is not, it cannot possibly be because you're Passover. But we would hear those small children in the background, but now those children have had children of their own, and now there's many, many small children in the background. And so happy next adventure, retirement. I love you so much. Have so many more memories, and all of that. You were my 8-year-long doula when I finally birthed my dissertation.